Introductory note. Jean-Baptiste Racine, the younger contemporary of Corneille, and his rival for supremacy in French classical tragedy, was born at Ferté, Milan, December 21, 1639. He was educated at the College of Beauvais, at the great Jansenist school at Port Royal, and at the Collège de Harcourt. He attracted notice by an ode written for the marriage of Louis XIV in 1660, and made his first really great dramatic success with his Andromaque. His tragic masterpieces include Britannicus, Berenice, Bajazet, Mithridate, Iphigenie, and Phèdre, all written between 1669 and 1677. Then for some years he gave up dramatic composition, disgusted by the intrigues of enemies who sought to injure his career by exalting above him an unworthy rival. In 1689 he resumed his work under the persuasion of Madame de Maintenon, and produced Esther and Athalie, the latter ranking among his finest productions, although it did not receive public recognition until some time after his death in 1699. Besides his tragedies, Racine wrote one comedy, Les Plaideurs, 4 hymns of great beauty, and a history of Port Royal. The external conventions of classical tragedy, which had been established by Corneille, Racine did not attempt to modify. His study of the Greek tragedians and his own taste led him to submit willingly to the rigor and simplicity of form which were the fundamental marks of the classical ideal. It was in his treatment of character that he differed most from his predecessor, for whereas, as we have seen, Corneille represented his leading figures as heroically subduing passion by force of will, Racine represents his as driven by almost uncontrollable passion. Thus his creations appeal to the modern reader as more warmly human, their speech, if less exalted, is simpler and more natural, and he succeeds more brilliantly with his portraits of women than with those of men. All these characteristics are exemplified in Phèdre, the tragedy of Racine, which has made an appeal to the widest audience. To the legend as treated by Euripides, Racine added the love of Hippolytus for Aricia, and thus supplied a motive for Phèdre's jealousy, and at the same time he made the nurse instead of Phèdre the calumniator of his son to Theseus.